Might not. They're relatively minor artists. Did you start it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can get this.
I've got one viewer, but I think it's you. Wow. Anybody who watches the replay of this.
Oh, do I have to
Watch me eat
I
pizza.
can't join the chat.
You can't?
I have to create a channel.
Are you signed in on there?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm signed in as a
Hello, Kay. Don't mind me shoving food in my face. I have poor time management skills. And should have eaten earlier, but didn't.
No, that's
Hello, Jesper.
there we go. I've created a channel.
Adam is here.
Hello.
Cheesy Pun is here.
Wait. Am I the cheesy pun or is somebody
No,
else the cheesy pun?
Adam, you are not the cheesy pun. You should get some headphones or something, though, because I can hear you. I don't know. Can you guys hear the echo of his audio?
I don't think so.
We'll see. Jesper says yes. Do you want me to go grab you my crappy headphones from the other room? Okay. I was going to write until I slept, but I guess I'm here now. Hey, you can write and listen to this. You can, unless you're one of those people who can't have any background noise when they write, I suppose. Also impressive that you were in the shower and still commenting on the chat, so don't get your phone wet. Sorry about the food, everyone. I have no time management skills and forgot to eat earlier. I was too busy re-dyeing my hair. So I'm gonna eat, and also we can talk about what we want me to draw today, because like I only had one suggestion on the post that I posted on the community tab, and that was for like cute springtime animals, and like that's a possibility, but I feel like we could get some other ones. It's supposed to be blue. The hair is supposed to be blue, but it turned out a little bit more purple. Adam wants me to draw lizards and snakes. I'm less good at that, but I could try. I have to look at more references.
Handily, you have some sent to you recently in your WhatsApp.
There's one snake, and you can't see his face very well. Cheesy Pun, you're keeping your black hair until you see if you can get into the Addams family. That's a worthy goal. My hair will not. Like, I probably have to do something more professional to it. I've tried to dye my hair black, and all it ever turns is dark blue. Which is fine. I don't dislike blue, but I think I'd look really good with black hair. And I usually use just temporary hair dyes that are like very safe and healthy for your hair. Well, as healthy as they can be, because I don't like bleaching my hair and stuff. But I don't know why I'm hung up on that, because I have very short hair and it grows really fast. So like if I damage my hair, just wait for it to grow out. But still, very dark brown hair. Mine went over bleached ends. Every time I take a bite, I feel like I need to apologize for eating the food. All right, let's focus. What do we want to draw today? I've got a limited time because I'm going to go see my nieces in a play later, so. No, No, Jesper, dark blue also turns it blue. Everything turns my hair blue. Blue is the color my hair wants to be. I've given up dyeing my hair. It's 1/3 white now thanks to genetics, and I'm just rolling with it. Yeah. Pokemon. They want me to draw Pokemon. Could be interesting. I do like drawing Pokemon. Not very good at drawing some of them. Like, don't ask me to draw Mr. Mime. That's not going to happen. Any of the Pokemon that look Uncanny Valley like humans, not happening. Draw your ferrets as your nieces in the play. Very specific.
The play is Matilda. So.
I have naturally blonde hair, so when it starts to go gray, you won't be able to tell. One advantage of blonde hair. You can't tell that it's graying until it's like basically all gray. Grass type Pokemon with different kinds of flowers. Interesting, like the different breeds of Bulbasaurs. Possibility. All right, one more slice of pizza, and then I got to start drawing. Yes, Adam should speak up when he talks. They are in Matilda. Local school? Is it school?
Yes. Local school.
And yes, it is a very good pizza. It is a chicken Alfredo pizza because I like white sauce on my pizza. And I added some garlic to it. Ferrets waltzing Matilda. White sauce pizza supremacy. Yes. I don't get why red sauce is like the thing that we sort of default went with on pizza. It's not as good.
Tomatoes are cheap.
Nice.
Tomatoes can also be canned and preserved easily.
This is, you guys are all being involuntarily subjected to a mukbang. I think that's what they're called. Where you eat on screen. My Italian heart is crying. That's right. Cry. Yeah, you did make a live. And you're like here at the beginning too. Well, you can watch me eat pizza. But then I really have to get down to drawing because we have a time limit today. And also, because I'm from Wisconsin and I'm a white girl, I dip my crust in ranch. Just a crust, though. That's the kind of person you're dealing with, everyone. Either your or my internet is in shambles. I don't think it's mine. For once in my life, I have okay internet. So, previously, though, my internet was in shambles, and that's why I never did live streams, because, yeah. Goat cheese on pizza. Anthropomorphized vegetables. Could do. We talking like VeggieTales, or are we talking like something else? I don't know. VeggieTales immediately comes to mind. Pineapple, onion, goat cheese. That sounds like a lot. That's a flavor profile. Ferret as a carrot as a person. Adam is here for the cookie suggestions. Once I start drawing, he's going to have to take over, keeping an eye on the chat. My internet used to be bad, and that would definitely be the usual subject. Cheesy Pun says hi. Adam. And she's going to join us in the frame? Oh my goodness, he's here, everyone. Woo! I was having a meeting yesterday. The person I was meeting with is familiar with my channel. And they got like very excited when Adam showed up in the background. I'm like, good, great.
I'm your number one guest star, dear.
It's true. It's because you're the rarest guest star.
And
Shy is probably rare.
Well, yeah, because that's because she's new. But she's already like in several read-along sections that obviously haven't been published yet. But she's in, because sometimes I film while they're out, and she comes wandering by, and I of course snag her. So soon you'll see more of Chai the Ferret. I'm eating as fast as I can, Adam. Or are you telling them they need to come up with more art?
well, more you.
I've only got one little piece of pizza left. I'm sorry. I'm 12 minutes in. I'm definitely going to have to put like a timestamp on this later when I edit it. Be like, get past the part where I just talk and eat pizza. You just finished a chapter for the first time in months yesterday. Finished as in read or finished as in written? Okay. So I think after this topic, no matter what the theme ends up being, my first drawing has to be a ferret making a pizza. So I'll start with that one while you guys figure out what we should do next. Maybe we don't even need a theme. Maybe we can draw whatever we want. All right, Adam, I'm getting out my drawing pad, so you're going to have to keep an eye on the chat for me.
Will do.
All right. Megan a ferret, Megan a pizza. Adam will keep an eye on the chat and tell me if y'all say anything interesting. And then if you feel that he has ignored you, you can get mad at him.
I am not an evil overlord like Julian, so I'm not fed by your anger, but just please be nice.
Have I made you a mod, Adam?
No.
I should make you a
I
mod.
made none of my accounts mods.
I could swear I did that in the past. Let me see if I can figure out how to do that. I could put you on timeout. Add as moderator. Hopefully that worked. Yes, Adam is now a moderator. All right, anyway, back to ferret making a pizza.
All right, so you need to draw an eel biting a thigh. Maybe
Oddly specific. A thigh, huh?
Yep. Because then they bleed out and die. That's amore.
I see. I already don't like my ferret. Starting over. Grab a different postcard.
Firelight has joined us, but only for a few minutes.
Hello, Firelight. Welcome to the madness. I'm drawing a ferret making a pizza, or I'm trying to. I'm hating it so far. I've started over already once.
Modenzel, we don't officially have an assignment, but in my I've been inspired by the ferrets making pizza that we should mismatch animals making different types of foods. And I misread Kay's suggestion that it's animals cooking and eating humans, but
Okay, that's maybe a little bit dark. That's a little dark for the tone I usually go for.
but Kay's actual suggestion was eat human food, cooking and eating human food, not humans.
Okay. Good. Yeah, it was the eating humans may be a little dark for this.
Modenzel is a fan of both the ferrets and the pizza as a team they can support.
Ferrets and pizza, two things that everyone needs in their life.
So they are, cursed content is suggesting ferret tui, but we all know that ferrets are not as driven or focused as rats, and that would definitely lead to disaster, being remote controlled by a ferret.
Oh my goodness, can you imagine a ferret deciding where you go? It wouldn't be like Ratatouille where you would cook. You would be doing crime. You would immediately be robbing a bank. Heists, left, right, and center. Anything shiny, anything interesting. You are now a criminal. Congratulations. Problem with ferrets, it's not really a problem. When you draw them is that they're long. So you have to allow for the length of the ferret on the postcard, which can lead to some having to readjust everything. Adam has become distracted by his phone, so I have no idea what's going on with the
it's
chat.
a cute dance, all right? I'll catch up in the chat in just a moment. They got shiny shoes.
Who are you watching dance with shiny shoes?
I don't know.
Okay. Adam is also distracted by shiny things. It's entirely possible that he's already being controlled by a ferret.
Not one, it's a small team.
A business.
Yes, I'm being run by a business.
We could, even if I wasn't trying to, get my editing thing off the ground, we could still say we have a small business because we do.
We do.
We have a small business just in the other room.
Yeah, you could draw, it is suggested by Firelight that you could draw Tobias as a ferret painting a pizza.
Oh, but you know what would happen is he would try to paint the pizza, but then he would accidentally draw Layla every time. Deep cuts about a read along that's fairly old.
Louisa already shared a deep cut about that, which, just like Tobias, who unconsciously drew Layla repeatedly, Julian finds herself compelled to draw a ferret.
It's true, except for, I am aware that I'm doing it, unlike Tobias, who apparently had no idea, somehow, what he was drawing until he finished drawing it.
So the chat is trying to make this a ferret-themed chat, and Jesper suggests upper-class British ferrets drinking tea? No, just drinking drinks.
Just drinking in general.
Yes, it doesn't need to be tea, just drinking drinks.
Right. I mean, I'll draw ferrets all day, every day, given the chance. So you won't find me arguing with a ferret stream. People might get bored of the ferrets eventually, though.
All right. Cursed Carrot suggests that the guy in Ratatouille in the kitchen that did prison time was actually controlled by a ferret.
Yeah, maybe. He did have a little bit of, well, no, he didn't quite have the right energy. He was a little bit too like stoic. Has anyone heard of the sport of ferret legging? Give you a chance to answer if you have indeed heard of the sport of ferret legging.
Not to interrupt from ferret legging, but we have a suggestion from Cheesy Pun to do Leela as a pepperoni.
Layla is a pepperoni. Oh,
Yes.
Layla would be a pepperoni while Tobias is painting a pizza. Is that what we're going with here?
Yes.
Nobody would understand that image. Like when I sent it out to my patrons, I'd have to spend all the space on the back of the postcard explaining what the front of the postcard was.
All right, so one more thing, and then no one in the chat knows what ferreting or ferret legging is. The last thing is cursed content: a ferret painting at an easel, Layla posing like the Mona Lisa, but the canvas has a pizza on it.
That's a lot. That is a lot to draw for today, but maybe that's a possibility.
What you do is you make it several postcards, and you have to line the postcards up as a set.
The patrons, who are often living in different countries, have to like find each other just to match up their postcards.
Yes, an epic quest for your patrons.
Yeah, they'll love that. Patrons are like, wait a minute, we have to do work for this? We're paying you.
Adventure. All right, ferret legging, dear.
All right, ferret legging. It's a sport. Do I start with the history of ferret legging, or do I start with the explanation of ferret legging? I feel like history. History.
Yeah.
Okay. So in ye olden times, don't ask me exactly what time period, it was illegal to hunt on a lord's land, on a rich person's land. And so the peasants, to hunt, had to use like ferrets, because ferrets were a hunting animal. They were still illegal. But ferrets are really good for hunting rabbits, other small prey that dig in the ground. Ferrets are great for that. So to hide the ferrets, the peasants would tie off the bottom of their pants and drop the ferrets down the legs of their pants, so they could walk around without anyone knowing that they had a hunting animal on them. And as you can imagine, that could get rather interesting sometimes. And thus was born the sport of ferret legging, where it's the same thing. You tie off the bottom of your pants and you put ferrets down your pants, and you see how long you can last while being probably bitten very much by an angry ferret. That's the sport of ferret legging. Humans are weird people. Most ferrets would probably just fall asleep in the pants, so I'm assuming that people have to like poke them every now and then so that they like wake up and get back to biting.
So all you aspiring writers out there, take this note from actual human history and how we got the sport of shoving ferrets down our pants and the history that caused it, and try to embed something sneaky like that in your world, something completely ludicrous and ridiculous, like the sport of shoving a ferret in your pants, but come up with a logical, in your world, explanation for why it happened. That's
true. That is some next level world building, is getting into these weird sports and stuff like that and why it would happen. All right, so here, let's take a pause for the ferret making a pizza. Here he is. He's a good long boy. All right, what am I drawing next, Adam?
It seems like some version of Tobias.
Some version of Tobias with a pizza. I need to sharpen my pencil. I'll be right back.
Although we do have a second vote for making an arrangement out of all of the different Tobias imagery.
I think that might be a little bit too much, but I like where your heads are at.
Going back a little bit, Modenzel suggests that making everyone a ferret, would that not just make it a better story anyway?
That's true. I will now rewrite Savior's Champion, but with ferrets. All right, let's see.
I like this plan.
Layla would be much cleverer if she was a ferret.
It could be your niche thing, like the one dude that rewrites everything as smut, really, really over the top smut. You can.
You mean
rewrite-
Chuck Tingle?
Yes, like Chuck Tingle.
He doesn't rewrite things necessarily. He just
What?
like finds a random object and makes it smut. He's like, he'll have something that's like pounded in the ass by the office photocopier. Like,
Well, he's done a lot
he
of Harry
can-
Potter erotica.
he
too,
has
though.
done some of that stuff, but like obviously he's rebranded it to make it like not Harry Potter. But
Indeed.
like he can smut anything. It's like, can it be smut? Yes, if Chuck Tingle does it. Yes.
And you just do the same thing, except for you, it's ferrets.
How do I make a ferret look like Layla?
Layla's supposed to be the pepperoni deer.
No, but I'm not doing that. I'm doing a sort of, I'm jumping off of these ideas and doing something here.
Tobias making a pizza accidentally makes Layla's face. Bonnets at the judging session, like, this lamb is so raw, it's running back to Chloe.
I missed that one.
Jesper Nielsen suggests we look up hobby horse jumping if we want something weird.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
And we've got a question from the chat. What kind of animal is Tobias?
I feel like, okay, so he's kind of a little bit, well, he's not quite a himbo because himbos are nice. And Tobias, if you're in his head, he's actually really a dick. He's just a perfect boyfriend. He just has perfect boyfriend powers. But the rest of the time, he's just thinking mean thoughts about people who have never done anything bad to him. So what is he? Everybody, what do you think Tobias is? He's definitely not clever enough to be a ferret, for sure. And neither is Layla. Boy, oh boy, Layla is not clever enough to be a ferret. But I'm drawing her as one for this picture, and I'm going to have to label it as such because no one's going to know that this is supposed to be Layla as a ferret. Unless I try to make her look like she's glowing or something. This is going to be such a confusing postcard for whoever gets it.
You can write the description on the back.
I'll have to. They'll be like, all right, this will make the person be like, all right, I got to turn up to some of these postcard streams so I stop getting the weirdest crap as a postcard.
So Jesper has a question for me, which is, how much do I suffer when Julian does these worst book read-alongs? And
0%, really.
okay, they asked me
I
the question.
know. I'll let you answer. Go ahead.
And you answered wrong.
Oh, okay.
Julian.
Okay, go ahead.
My suffering has varied. When they started doing the read-alongs, I was often in the same room off camera, and I would get random outbursts and expletives from her as she's going on. And like knowing nothing about what's going on, I would try to be like objective and reasonable and try to give this mysterious line or world the benefit of the doubt, but just get ranted at. Recently, now that Julian's got their own office, I don't get live rantings, but I definitely get dumped on afterwards. And there's sometimes agonized, just generic agonized screaming in my general direction.
Yeah, he doesn't really have much to do with the read-alongs anymore now that I'm not in the living room where he is also while I'm doing them.
Not directly and actively, but you will oftentimes when you're done, come find me and vent at me.
I mean,
and
there
I'm
is-
still a victim.
There is some venting because some of those books are really bad. Really, really, very quite bad. I know I say I don't like to call anything bad, but sometimes it's just easier shorthand. Just be like, that's bad.
All right, we're getting many ferret recommendations.
Cool. I hope you're keeping track.
Ferrets riding the back of pigs, or ferrets as an actual shepherd.
That's another deep cut. There's a character in the Savior's Champion who is an assassin, but his like name in the games is the Shepherd, and I desperately wanted him to also be a shepherd. Like more than anything, I wanted him to turn out to be like an assassin shepherd, and instead his name was just the Shepherd because like he carved his victims' names into something, and those were his flock. And I'm like, oh no, that's boring. Why would no? Give him a sheep. I want to see the man who will murder and then go back home to his flock of sheep and like give them pets. Like that is a character that I want to read about. None of this whole he has no redeemable qualities. He's just terrible and awful and an asshole. Give him sheep.
Alright, we've got a little bit of a debate between Firelight and Cheesy Pun and Kay, between a straight up glowy ferret or a sparkly ferret, werewolf ferret that glows in the sun, or just like an angelic ferret with a halo.
I won't be able to put glitter on these postcards because the post office will never forgive me and will refuse to ever.
If you glitter them first and then put the lacquery thing over the top.
Put the fixative over it.
Yeah.
Maybe it would stay.
So Kay suggests ferrets holding a dagger to stab people in the back. And then in my own head, I know how slinky like a ferrets are. So like a ferret will really stab themselves in the back.
Yeah, they
Or like
could.
be staring at someone in the front and like wrap around them and stab them in the back.
Very true. Very true.
We do have a suggestion for the type of animal that Tobias is as a mopey retriever.
Good, I was
who
gonna
doesn't
ask.
want to go for a walk.
What is he, a mopey retriever?
Yes.
I don't want to try that next.
Alright, Firelight, you may have won with the mopey retriever.
Just like Tobias, you want to go walkies? No, I don't want to go walkies. That is Tobias in a nutshell.
And Cheesy Pun suggests that Leela is a peacock, vain and annoying.
Yeah, but she's like the female peacocks aren't the pretty ones. That's the male peacocks. So maybe she's like represented by a male peacock, I guess.
That's fine. That's fine.
Vain, annoying, kind of clumsy.
Cat keeps thinking of animals, but they're too cute for Layla and Tobias. Poodle for Tobias.
Too clever.
Modenzel agrees with you. Poodle's too clever. Aren't they too smart?
Poodles, I believe, are one of the highest intelligence dog breeds, if not the most intelligent dog breeds.
Yes, Jesper, you absolutely need to make a support group for Adam. Being the spouse of an author is torturous work.
Sometimes he has to read. He does have to hear me angsting a lot. There's a lot of angst about like sales and edits and
much angst,
all of that.
And she never publishes the books I want. She's never going to write the 5th book of Adventurer Mage series.
You'll get your wish if Adventurer Mage 3 ends up too long for Amazon, and I have to publish it in 3.
Story though, the next story, not just dividing the current story.
Okay, here is our Tobias and Layla picture. He is painting her like one of his French girls, except for he's painted her as a pizza without realizing it, obviously. And this is going to take a lot to explain on the back.
We're getting a suggestion as a horse himbo, I think, for Tobias. Or, let's see. Layla needs a wavy brown hair with a flower crown. Anything Greek-like, since Jenna loves that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, she's got to be naked in the picture, obviously, because, draw me like your French girls. And she looked weird with hair, so I just labeled them. Now people can tell who they are. Oh, shoot. You know what I need to do? I didn't actually, look at how many people I have to draw postcards for. I'll be right back. I'm just going to draw postcards and just keep going. But I really should figure out how many people I need to draw for. Adam, entertain everyone while I'm gone.
I am striving to figure out how best to entertain folks. I do not know how performative she will be, but I will bring you Giorgio, and I don't know, will you give me, Giorgio, will you give me your Pete's? This is not out of context for her, but I've taught her to go give me high fives. But she's just
She's like,
woken up and is a little bit
absolutely not.
disgruntled. No, you're not performing very well
No.
here.
How about Pete's? No.
Do you even do that with her?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Pete's, Jojo. Pete's? No.
Our previous cat, Kinshu, I successfully trained to jump onto shoulders so well that she would leap aggressively at anyone's shoulders.
Any
at a
shoulder
moment.
she saw. All right.
And so I figured I'd be more reasonable and teach just like high five, something simple, but it's not aggressive enough, so Giorgio doesn't like doing it all the time.
Okay, we're running out of time. I gotta get back to drawing.
You were supposed to figure out how many.
8.
8.
I've only gotten two done so far, so. Giorgio, excuse me. I'm sorry. All right, what am I drawing next?
The doggo, golden retriever.
Oh yeah. Sad doggo.
Doesn't want to go for a walk.
Adam has walked away from the chat, so you might lose some chat. Sorry, y'all. Just drawing a dog sad-looking dog as fast as I can. Yeah. He needs to be looking like off to the side. You know, when dogs are trying not to make eye contact with you, so they look off to the side. Doggy eyebrows here.
So I have to cursed contents, dad quality joke I have to share. They call Khalil the shepherd because he's committed so many crimes. He's constantly on the land.
That was terrible.
Thank you, cursed content.
You are well named, cursed content.
All right, so I have a question for you. Insert cheesy pun has warned me to be careful or I'll end up in one of your books. Is there any character that, like, am I already in one of your books in some way?
Yeah. Can you guess?
No. Unless it's Anders, but
No.
from Diary of a Demon.
No. No, you are not Anders.
Oh, wait.
It's a pretty recent book.
Am I your soft boy?
Maybe. So I don't 1-to-1. There's nobody in any of my books who is like 1-to-1. This is who this is meant to be. But elements of people get into most of my books, just like elements of me get into most of my books. And there's elements of me in the character of Valentine, but there's also a lot of elements of Adam in the character of Valentine. For one thing, Valentine is an extrovert, and so is Adam.
Yeah.
So that's one of the factors. He also has boundless energy like Adam does. You're probably in other books too. Like, I'm sure you're in most of my books in some capacities.
Am I Brian?
Brian. No,
Diary of a Demon.
no, in Diary of a Demon, I don't think, I'm not even really in Diary of a Demon. That one's kind of a weird little.
I thought you were the ghost.
Oh, Ren? No, she's who I want to be.
Mm.
She's not me. Ren is goals.
Yes, chat. This is the inside secret part where we talk about inside knowledge that nobody else has because Julie won't publish my favorite books of hers.
You're not even asking me about Diary of a Demon yet. Or not Diary of a Demon, of a Child of Fire yet, which is your favorite of my books.
I know. I'll bother you more when I'm done rereading it.
Someday I'm going to make a book that eclipses Child of Fire in your love, and I'll publish it, and then I could stop hearing about how much you want me to publish your favorite book.
Alright, I'm kind of caught up with the chat. Modenzel is such a fan of JoJo, and they're insistent that they don't need to perform, just being there was enough. She was already perfect.
Jojo agrees with you.
Yes, Bella mentions JoJo looks sick of it without even starting.
I'm putting a toga on the dog. Even though it's like it looks very dog-like, like not anthropomorphized at all, really, it's going to be wearing a toga. Another thing I'm going to have to explain to whoever receives this postcard.
Did the shepherd have a toga?
No. This is the sad Tobias.
Oh.
Sad
Did he have a
Tobias.
toga?
Yeah.
And what is there to explain?
Then I've just drawn a dog wearing a toga looking sad for no reason.
Alright, I had a brilliant idea.
Oh, geez.
which
See, this is why you're like Valentine. He would say something like that.
My brilliant idea is whenever you make a postcard that is a reference to one of your own streams or videos, you make a QR code sticker and you put it on the back of the postcard, and then you can reference it. It's like, hey, this is a secret reference, super secret reference. To get it, go here.
Like, this is, if you don't understand this, which you probably won't, I have no idea how I would do that. I don't even know how to make a QR code.
I can help. It's not that hard.
I'm dumb.
The real challenge would be if you want to like make a QR code to a specific minute of a specific video, but even that's doable.
I mean, I could just put in the chapters and people can go down there and figure out which chapter their code belongs to.
All right. Bella has a suggestion of drawing a pic of Flynn and Cosima together as animals. They deserve better than what Jenna wrote them as. Maybe she could be a fox. She's smart. And Flynn, I don't know. Maybe he could be a poodle.
Flynn, as much as I love the boy, he is not like renowned for his intelligence, and that's okay. But he's very like, I could almost see him as like also a dog, like a Jack Russell Terrier or something. He's just here to pump you up. He's small but enthusiastic. He's like, he's gonna be your buddy. He's gonna pump you up. He's gonna hype, you know.
Scrappy-Doo.
You know, absolutely not Scrappy-Doo. This is turning into, aside from a ferret making a pizza, this is turning into characters from Jenna Moressi's The Savior series as animals. We're not even drawing characters from any of my books as animals. We're drawing characters from someone.
So
This is what it's come to. And I'm not even mad about it, really.
we had mentioned earlier something we said reminding someone of the song Alice's Restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Kay mentions that this whole stream reminds them of Alice's Restaurant. The song even has a verse about photos with a paragraph on the back.
There you go. My family traditionally listens to Alice's Restaurant every Thanksgiving. It's our Thanksgiving song. I don't listen to it any other time of year.
All right. Bella is making another pitch for Maeve and Valentine as animals drawing. They've suggested it before, but no luck so far.
Oh no, really? When did you suggest it? Did Adam miss it? It's Adam's fault, isn't it?
I'm not here as your scapegoat.
You are today. You're running the chat, so.
They didn't suggest it today.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So I
they
know.
did, but only once today. They suggested it other days.
So I know
And you
what.
failed them.
I know what animal Valentine would be, but what animal would Maeve be?
Awesome.
A possum? I was thinking a kitty cat, personally, even though that's a little bit cliched.
I started with a kitty cat, but that does not display Maeve's dual nature. The opossum does display their dual nature, although not in the best way, admittedly.
It's a very anxious animal. A cool but anxious animal. That would be Maeve.
Kay also wants to see Maeve and Valentine. Bella suggests that it was during the capybara stream that they asked for a capybara version of Maeve and Valentine.
You know, Tobias is a good name for a dog. All right, here's sad doggy Tobias in his little toga, looking grumpy. I don't want to go for walkies. I'm dark and emo and emotional. All right, sharpen my pencil again. Got to sharpen it every time.
So, what type of animals would the characters in Boots be?
Joanna's a ferret,
Or
100%.
what type of animals? Yeah, there's that. Yeah, animals are characters.
Princess Joanna is a ferret, 100%. She's like, leap before you look, rabid, mad energy. Her plan is better than your plan. In fact, scrap the plan. We're doing it however. Like that, so that's her easy. I don't know, probably, forget my own character's name. Soft boy, cinnamon roll, Levi. Levi would probably be a dog. He's just very loyal and just like, oh, I guess this is happening to me now.
Despite Modenzell saying I don't need to ask, what about Puss?
Boots is Boots. Boots is the cat. The only way he could get cooler is if he was a god. We do encounter the cat god in that book, but Boots is not that. Is not the cat god. Do I do Maeve and Valentine together, or do I allow? Do I do them separately so I have more postcards?
Layla.
Layla. Oh yeah, what was Layla supposed to be?
There were some suggestions about a peacock, but
Nah.
pepperoni.
I think Maeve and Valentine.
All right, Bella, you're getting your wish. You've distracted and captivated Julia.
I am very distractible. I think I might do them on separate postcards, just so that's 2 postcards out of the way. I have a lot of postcards to draw.
Cheesy is inserting a fun fact that raccoons purr.
Oh, yeah, they do. It's really cute.
Modenzell can forgive your Tobias now that he's a sad puppy dog.
Oh, yeah. He's not. There's no way I could make him as obnoxious as real Tobias in puppy dog form.
So I gotta give you a little bit of a big head because Kay typed it, so I should share it. But Boots is one of their favorite books of the year.
Yay! Wait till you read Adventure of Mage. It's even better. Oh, did you guys see? You probably saw. I have the proof. The first proof copy.
Version 0.1. As we go through like the 9 edits and small changes and the extreme rants as Julian gets cumulatively more frustrated at it.
It's not as bad as Boots. Like the first Boots proof was rough, and that was very distressing, and I cried. But this looks so much better than the first proof of Boots. Like I think I've sent away for my next proof already because I made some adjustments this morning. So I think I'll be happy with the second proof and I can actually finally announce the release date. I don't like to announce release dates until I know that the book is done because there's too many variables and I don't like lying to people. It's hard enough being like a small creator without having to like push release dates around.
That's why you announce it as planned release date. Yes, it's true. It was the planned release date.
Yeah, but
plans can change.
And that I understand, but like if you're a small creator, it's hard enough to get an announcement made that people will see, and then to have a second announcement that people will see about the changed release date. I really try to avoid that as much as possible because I'm so small. Like if I was a big creator.
Right. Talk and draw, dear.
I'm sorry.
We got 40 minutes left.
Christ.
And I think more than 4 postcards to do.
I've done 3.
Gotta crack the whip.
So yeah, stay tuned though for that release announcement because it's coming very soon.
Alright, Cheesy here is taunting all of us with the reason they know raccoons purr. They held a baby raccoon recently.
Recently, ooh.
Making us all jealous.
I am jealous. I have not held a baby raccoon recently at all. I did interact with some baby raccoons when I was a kid. We found some that their mother had died, and we rescued them and took them to an animal rehab center. But that's basically the last time I physically interacted with a raccoon.
Directly. You
Directly.
are also feeding a raccoon.
Yeah. That's just kind of tangential to feeding the neighbor cat.
The raccoon sneaks in and steals some of the cat food for the neighborhood cat we feed. Kay wants to know if you will hold a release stream whenever the release for Adventure Mage comes out.
That's the plan. It'll probably be all the usual release stream things, so giveaways and a Q&A and all that good stuff. That's another reason that I want to make sure that the book is done before I announce anything. And I can announce the stream. I'm being too detailed.
Cheesy's backpedaling a little bit. It wasn't that recently they held a baby raccoon. But their mother is a wildlife rehabber, so they get extra perks from it.
That'll do it. Get Valentine's coat. Fun fact. I never tell you what color Valentine's coat is in the entirety of 3 books. You just gotta, it's whatever color you want it to be. I like that.
Huh.
Yeah, it's on purpose so that you can imagine whatever color you want.
I know what color it actually is from conversations with you.
Yeah.
But it is not the color that I imagined it as now that I think about it.
That's good. I want you to be able to imagine his coat as whatever color. Watch I say that, and then I went and I put it in one of my latest edits. I forgot. So it'd be somebody's going to read the book and be like, wait a minute, she said she didn't tell us the color, and here she did.
Treasure hunt for all of you all.
Yep.
Who can be the first one to
make a liar out of me?
Find the actual color of Valentine's coat.
It is in the fan art that I did of him. It's the color that I imagine that it is, but that's not the canonical color. There's no canonical color. You can imagine it's whatever you want.
So Mademoiselle shares, since we're talking of raccoons, their mother recently saw her first raccoons in their German hometown, and they were just strolling down the street as if they owned it.
That's how raccoons be. Raccoons fear very little. Raccoons do not fear God. When I was living at home and I had goats, I had their grain in a trash can, metal trash can, and I go to milk the goats, and they eat grain while they're being milked, and I open up the trash can lid. The lid was closed. I open up the lid, and there's baby young raccoons, their mothers around. They're all just in there eating the grain, and they all just look up at me with their dumb little raccoon faces, and I'm just like, y'all, get out of my grain. I have it in cans to keep you out of it. I've tried to bungee that can, and raccoons could get into anything they want to. They've got little grabby hands.
Cursed Content is suggesting a Technicolor jacket for
Valentine, yes. His a Technicolor would suit him pretty well.
Could we get one in book 3?
In book 3, he actually spends a lot of time without his coat because he ends up going to the New World and he can't bring his coat. So Maeve has her coat, but he does not have his for majority of that book.
No, but he could make it out of a replacement one out of
materials, specific materials that are found in the New World, and that can be sparkly and technicolored coats.
He does so he could, but he doesn't have access to a lot of materials in the New World.
I was making a hint, dear, of the specific material that he will eventually have access to.
Oh, I see. Maybe. It'd be hard to sew, but maybe.
It would be hard to sew, I'll give you that. Bella has a vote for a dark blue jacket.
He would look very good in a dark blue jacket for sure.
Cursed Content is upgrading their Technicolor to raid color.
Okay, here is Val. He's a fox. That's pretty obvious. And he's got his lightning. I'll have to do it with a blue pen so that the lightning stands out when I color it. But now on to Maeve. I think I'm going to make her a kitty because I've kind of always seen her as a kitty. Kitty cat.
Any other animals that Maeve would be better for Maeve than a kitty?
I'm going to start drawing. You better hurry up.
Give me 30 seconds, and maybe the chat can help with some
30
quick
seconds.
lightning suggestions. Because kitty does not seem right to me. It's like the first, like, oh, kitty, but kitty just feels wrong. Mouse doesn't quite work either. She could be a jerk. Yes. One of those like aggressive jumping mice with the big ears. Because at first you're like, oh, it's just a tiny mouse. And then they jump 80 times their size at your face.
All right, that's 30 seconds.
Jerk.
I think they're called a jerd with a D.
Jerd.
So like a jumping rat? Like a...
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're actually a mouse, but it could be like, or at least they're mouse the size.
Hang on. Gotta look up what one of those looks like.
I might have convinced her.
I don't think I'm spelling it correctly.
Cursed Content is suggesting specifically a palace cat.
Okay, what are you called? Oh, spelled with an I. A jerd. I'll draw her as a jerd, even though that's not the animal I see her as.
You don't have to draw her as a
No,
jerd.
I mean, they're cute.
The
They're
Persian
cute.
jerd, though, because it's like small and diminutive, and you're just like, aw. But like, literally, it's a tiny mouse, and it can, like, I've seen it jump 6 feet in the air.
It is very cute. I just want to draw its little face.
Yeah, some of the chat are chiming in. They don't feel like they know Maeve well enough to make good suggestions.
Got it. I'll have to read the book when it comes out. Do I have any of my beta readers in the chat?
Any of our beta readers in here have some ideas? Also, Bella, feel free to just suggest again that Julian draws Maeve and Valentine, and just be like, and she never draws him, and you can just reference again the capybara stream when she didn't draw them.
Technically, you could still reference it because I haven't drawn them together because I'm cheating and making it 2 postcards.
And we can get more versions, and maybe we'll see Maeve as a cat or some other better befitting creature. Cursed Content also feels a little bit like they don't know Maeve well enough, but they're also just thinking of different cats. And I mean, like, that is the natural, like, oh, they feel cattish, but it's more because cats are common and not because that's really, like, the real personality of Maeve, I think. Like, cat was also what I first thought of, and then when I try to, like, overlay what things Maeve does and what things cats do, it's not quite the same. Like, it's almost Honey Badger, except Honey Badger is, like, always like that, and you need something that's not always like that.
I mean, she's standoffish like a cat. She hates doing work that isn't her choice like a cat.
Or there's a video, was it, I think, a prairie dog standing up against like a lion or something?
Oh no, mongoose.
Mongoose, yeah.
Mongoose.
Good
I do
mongoose.
love mongooses. They are one of my favorite animals growing up.
Bella does mention they hope Andrew gets someone in Adventure Mage 3. Felt so bad.
Spoilers.
He was unlucky in love when he was shooting those shots.
Yeah, he's finally gonna have his chance.
I'm a bad alpha reader. Which one is Andrew?
Andrew, I don't want to spoil it. He's the healer guy in the third book.
Oh.
In the third book. You haven't read the third book
So
yet.
he wasn't in the second book?
No.
Because Bella was mentioning him in an earlier book.
He's in the third book. He's early in the third book, which could feel like a whole separate book because I have been writing it forever.
Oh, okay.
But he only comes up in the third book.
So those of you who are reading, are you releasing on WhatsApp?
Wattpad.
Wattpad. Those of you who are following along on Wattpad are a little bit ahead of me because though I get all of the ideas, I tend not to read until the book is complete, at least in its first run.
He doesn't like reading it in sections. He wants to read it all with one go.
Jesper wishes to request a specific postcard.
I'll have to see when is your. Do you know by any chance when your 3-month postcard rolls around? Is it this month, Jesper? It's on my calendar in my office.
Jesper has no idea.
Good. Me either.
The calendar knows.
The calendar knows. It's all the way in my office.
I don't know if we've ruined Adventure Mage 3 or enhanced it for Mademoiselle, but they're like, thanks. Guess I'll now spend all of Adventure Mage considering what animals everyone would be.
What do you think I do? Every single book I write, I do that. That's just like where my brain goes.
Okay. Well, so Jesper, I don't think they've actually drawn that one, but Jesper wants the one Tobias drawing the pizza. And we do have Tobias.
I mean, he's drawing a pizza. No, he is.
He
He's drawing a pizza. Hang on, I need to go back to I was looking at my reference. Look.
Oh,
He's drawing a pizza.
Okay.
He should be drawing Layla. He's drawing a pizza.
I was wrong, Jesper. You are correct. But Jesper would like the one with Tobias drawing a pizza.
If I will try to remember, I'll write your name down. If you are in this month's batch, I will get you the one where he's drawing a pizza.
All right, cross your fingers, Jesper. I think you've got a 1 in 3 chance, or 1 in 4 chance.
It's every 3 months, so
1 in 4 chance. Good luck.
Godspeed. How much time have we got left? Oh no.
36 minutes. And I believe you've got 3 left.
Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 done and I'm almost done with this one.
So you will have 3 left after this. 36.
All right, what should I draw after this one?
We do need a few more suggestions since nothing is stuck in Julian's mind. There is always the Leela pepperoni character.
No.
Layla as a peacock.
What do Jerd's tails look like? Oh, just like rat tails, because kind of long and whippy.
They're also
a little bit
super
fluffier.
fast.
That goes along with my favorite line of Maeve's. How fast is your magic, mage? Faster than a bullet? We never find out if their magic is faster than a bullet. But she gets to sound like a badass. All right. Here she is as a Jerd. cooking, because that's what she do. Is she cute? All right, what's next? Gotta draw fast.
We don't actually have anything picked yet. There's
Ah,
nothing
no.
that's jumped in your mind.
Oh
You
no.
could draw Maeve and Valentine together, or Maeve as a cat.
Oh, I forgot to put her name on here.
Kay is suggesting more Savior Champion characters as animals.
Why not? I'm gonna go sharpen my pencil.
Content wants Savior's chef, Brontis, screaming, "Where's the lamb sauce?"
I have no idea what animal Brontes would be. I try to do Kaleo as a sheep. Or a sheepdog. Like a collie. So I could get my dreams of him being a shepherd. Okay, let's continue with this weird trend of Savior's champion characters as animals. What do we got?
Savior's chef, Brontes screaming, "Where's the lamb sauce?"
Oh, so kind of a combination of like Savior's champion and like Iron Chef or whatever.
I thought
Maybe?
I thought
No.
it was actually a
No,
chef character.
there's no
or
chef
a
character.
Brontes character.
I actually,
Savior's
I'm just gonna go off the rails and I'm gonna draw Cleo as a sheep, while you guys give me figure out my next one.
Cursed content does confirm though it was kind of a crossover, like you were saying.
Can I draw a vicious sheep? I feel like I can. We can do this. Murder sheep. Sorry, I'm very quiet. I'm trying to draw a murder sheep.
Sigh.
You having issues over there, Adam?
I am. Apparently, not many people have done research on how fast Jurds run. But
That is upsetting.
one of the reasons I love Jurds so much is they were one of my favorite animals that I encountered while I was overseas. And they're
Pause. Somebody, what weapons does Kaleo use? I need to give this sheep a weapon. Do we ever see him use a weapon? I know he uses like terrain effects, like you get somebody stabbed on a spike. But does he actually ever use a weapon himself?
two swords. Cursed content suggests two swords.
Two swords, okay. Florentine for Kaleo the sheep. Got it. Can I make him look buff and woolly at the same time? That's another challenge.
So I think I finally found it. I'm going to go on my quick Jurd rant. They were when I was deployed overseas, they were one of my favorite critters. We'd be oftentimes being in the back of a truck being ferried to wherever we were going, and there'd be a little Jurd running through the desert sands, keeping up with us in our giant army truck. And I finally found a number, 10.8 kilometers per hour. That's right. Like 10, almost 11 kilometers an hour. And like the average human can only walk 4 to 6 in an hour or something like that. Little tiny Jurd goes zoom.
Zoom, zoom.
All right, I'll now attempt to catch up to the stream now that I've regaled you all with my Jurd stories.
Sorry. This is what it's like being married to Adam, if anyone's wondering.
All right, Mademoiselle's asking, what is the name of the rather cool female character from Lightlark again? She could be a motive.
Lightlark? Oh, my favorite character? What is her name? Is it?
Was it Cleo?
Cleo, yeah. How do you remember that? Dang.
I don't. I read what Kat said.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Thanks, Kat.
Okay, what was the question?
What was the rather cool female character? She could be a motive. So Cleo could be a motive.
A motif?
Motif, yeah.
Mm.
for more drawing suggestions, and Kay is suggesting a ram with horns.
I've decided to go a sheep without horns for Kaleo, which makes it even more challenging for him to be vicious, but I think I'm succeeding at it. I thought about giving him horns, and I was like, no horns.
Cursed content suggests the AU, where instead of the Bachelorette, it's Master Chef, and Tobias makes Leela's face on a pizza.
He try as he might, he can't make a pizza that's not his girlfriend's face.
Bella suggests you could draw Rioni and Xander if you have the time.
What would Rioni be? I feel like an Irish wolfhound. She is not a small, delicate lady.
I mean, I'd be tempted to anyone from Rioni's tribe to be a ferret, just because of like ferret piles and etc. I feel that fits your people.
They're not small, though.
That is true.
And they're not especially, like, they're clever, but they're not, like, cleverness would not be an attribute that I would say is, like, one for their people. Woolly and vicious at the same time. I think I'm pulling it off.
I missed this comment from Cursed Content earlier. The one character's primary weapons are his two swords. But Cursed Content also mentions alternatively his third sword, his dingling.
Have you seen an intact male sheep? They're packing.
Modell is also suggesting that you go with Rione and Xander, but is suggesting you do them as a wolf and a hawk.
That's true. That is what they are named after, or nicknamed after.
Alright, so Kay has a new idea for an animal, a cow with guns, which they say is a song situation.
A what?
Cows with guns. It's a song.
It's a song?
That's what Kay says.
Okay.
I think it is. I vaguely recall something like that.
Then I'd have to draw guns, and I don't draw guns.
Candy Bug is now unfortunately one of the lore masters of Lightlark and other badly crafted media, even if the author keeps forgetting her own lore and characters.
Which in Lightlark, yes, all the time.
Yes, Cursed Content agrees with that.
Hey, you should become one of my beta readers next time I need something beta read, so that you can catch me doing any of that bullshit and point it out so I can fix it. All right, here is Kaleo. That's probably not how you spell his name. I'll have to look it up. As a vicious murder sheep. Look at him. He's so woolly, yet so vicious. All right, I think I have 2 more to go. And
Probably.
15 minutes to do it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 2 more to go. All right. Sharpen my pencil.
So, Cursed Content just got to the Skyling part yesterday and noticed that Alex Astor made them look very happy people.
Oh yeah. They're just so happy to just like, I don't know how far you've actually gotten, but they're like completely fine with whatever happens to them. Oh, hi, Trope Training Trilogy. I've got 15 minutes to draw something. What am I drawing?
We haven't determined yet, but if you've got 2 left, there was the suggestion of Raoni and Xander.
True. I don't know if I'm really feeling them though today. Weirdly, they're my characters. You'd think I'd be into it, but I need to feel the vibes.
So you could do a step aside from the authorial world and maybe pick someone from real life and draw them as a animal, like Ellen. What animal would Ellen be?
I don't know. I'd have to think too long and hard about that.
You do an Adam as an animal. Trinity asks if you dyed your hair.
Yes, it's supposed to be blue, but it looks really purple on screen.
And then they also ask, what are the themes for your postcards this time?
Today it's all over the place, but if we were to pick a theme, it would be characters from the Savior series as animals, which I could keep going with that trend. I almost feel like I want to finish out with the last two postcards following that trend, but I don't know who to do next. Why don't we do... Okay, well, what would... what's the name of the sweet sister? What is her name? Cosima's the mean sister. What's the sweet sister?
Cosima's. Oh,
Pippa.
Pippa.
What animal would Pippa be? She's just very sweet and innocent.
Rabbit.
A Oh, she could be a rabbit. I'm not doing her as a duckling, because that's the insulting name that Layla gives her.
So a goose.
No, I like rabbit. She's gonna be a rabbit.
Kay also mentioned bunny. Chloe is in favor of rabbit as well. Although angry goose, call me duckling one more time.
I would love if she did that. I would love if that character just like finally lost it and was like, Layla, stop treating me like a child. I'm not a child. Stop calling me duckling. I'm not your pet.
I was cleaning up debris around the pond earlier today, and there were two very angry geese swamping at me the whole time.
Oh.
They were on the other side of the pond too, and they're still like, you are too close to our pond, sir. Too close.
It's not even their pond. They're just staying here for like a couple days.
I beg to differ. Bella suggests Delphi as a dolphin, or maybe a leopard.
Those are very different.
Well, Delphi as a dolphin has some nice alliteration, but we could also do Delphi as a dingo to get the alliteration off.
I don't know how I would express Delphi as a dolphin, like without just looking like a dolphin.
Ooh, Curse Content is suggesting a Watership Down style wild bunny. But now I want to see a pissed off swan instead. One step farther than the pissed off swan. Oh, K-Champion calls out Jenna a little bit, and in order for Pippa to have stood up for herself, that would have meant that Jenna would have to not have been ableist.
Yeah. It's not great. It's not great. It's not the worst I've ever seen in a book, but it's just not great.
Going off the Pippa conversation, Modenzel mentions that it still sucks that Pippa didn't have her own conflict when there was a lot of reason for it.
Yeah, no. She has like so many reasons to be mad at Layla. Layla stole her as a child. Frickin' stole her, which maybe she doesn't remember. Maybe she was too young. I feel like she would have been old enough to kind of remember. She made her into a servant, treats her like a pet, doesn't even let her have like a romantic interest of her own. And like, oh, there's so much. And calls her duckling and just like, And then then Layla kills Pippa's grandfather who was raising her before Layla stole her. Like there's so much. And we're supposed to be like, yeah, Layla's the hero of the story.
Never meet your hero.
Like, I get it. It's supposed to be dark, but like we never address it. We never explore the fact that Layla stole an entire person from her loving grandfather.
On a slightly different tangent, KJ is suggesting Cosima as a swan. And cursed content is somewhat encouraging, kind of like the ugly duckling story, but the swan hisses at people.
I'm liking where my bunny Pippa is going.
Now we have a bunny Pippa, but Julian has to speed draw one more postcard. So, chat, we need a suggestion on that last postcard. In fact, I need several because it needs to be a suggestion that's going to get lodged in Julian's brain. So
Yeah.
that she will actually draw it out quick.
My bunny Pippa is also a little bit chubby, which I like. Jenna's characters are all have like perfect bodies.
We've almost inspired Modenzel. They say it almost makes them want to write a fan fiction for Pippa.
Do it. I wrote one for Cosima.
Have you shared it? Do people know you have a Cosima
Yeah.
fanfic out there?
I mean, probably there are people who don't, but I have one. It's on my AO3 and also on my Wattpad, I think. While you're over at Wattpad checking out all the other million things I have over there, my Cosima fanfic.
Nice, yeah. Sorry, just trying to transition, and I failed. So we got a couple more votes for Cosima as the swan.
Okay. Not very good at swans, but I could give it a try. Bunny butt.
So this is the second time. I'm pretty sure Sydney was an Adventurer Mage too. Bella's bringing them up again, suggesting
Sydney, yes. Sydney is an Adventure Mage too. They said Andrew last time.
Oh, they said Andrew last time? Oh, okay.
Andrew is in 3. Sydney is in 2. Both are soft boys.
Okay. Bella is suggesting Sydney from Adventurer Mage 2, maybe as a groundhog since he's a little shy, or maybe a turtle.
Aw, little turtle boy. He's maybe like a mouse. He's very timid.
Kind of Bug suggests that Pippa should be planning her long game revenge against this Layla character.
I think you're going to like the Pippa bunny that I am drawing. I'm spending way too much time doing the details on this bunny. I don't have time for this, but here I am. All right, here we go. Pippa bunny. Here she is. She's sweet. She's innocent. She's totally going to stab you. All right, one more.
7 minutes, and we've
7
got,
minutes.
Cozen as a swan. What was it?
Cosima?
Cosina as a swan.
All right, I'm going to have to look up swan
or
references.
Not Andrew, or
Sydney?
Sydney as a turtle or groundhog.
Let me look at swans. Can I do Cosima as a swan?
Candy Bug is cheering them on with "Get your revenge, Pippa."
That's right. Pippa deserves better. Basically, everyone in those books deserve better.
Except maybe the dog.
The dog?
Yeah, what was his name? The dog that drew the pizza? He drew
Tobias?
Tobias.
Okay.
Tobias probably does not deserve better from what I've heard of Tobias.
Yeah. Like, even the villains deserve better in that they deserve a better writer. Not that Jenna's, like, bad at the craft. She's actually pretty decent at the craft. Especially if you don't mind some of her eccentricities. Everyone's got eccentricities. But, like, her storytelling, it's not my favorite.
So you would say that Jenna writes well, but cannot craft a story.
She's not an amazing storyteller. She should hire me as her developmental editor, which any of you could do right now. Right now. I'm not kidding. Like, jump on it. So many editors have backlogs, and I don't at the moment. So, like, this is the perfect chance.
You could be the reason Julian has a backlog, and then you can talk.
That's right. And then I won't have to go get a day job, and I can keep doing this forever. Or at least until I get sick of it.
Candy inquires about, I think they say the writer, but I'm guessing they're meaning Jenna. Are they just struggling with making nuance in the story?
That's part of the problem. Jenna doesn't really particularly like nuance. Also, just like thinking about deeper themes you may have accidentally done in your story. And like, I don't know, it's all of her stuff is very surface level. All of her villains are just evil. All of her good guys are supposed to be just like good guys that we follow, except for once again, she's accidentally made them despicable without ever exploring the fact that she's made them despicable. I'm giving Cosmo flowers. Well, you can kind of tell that that's what this is. I don't really know what to do with her pose-wise because swans are weird.
Give her extra limbs, and then you can do the poses you want.
I'm gonna give her I gave Pippa a more like mwahaha, I'm up to some shit pose. I'm gonna give Cosmo a more innocent pose because she deserves better. Like if Jenna actually stepped back and thought about like Cosmo as a character, she hates Cosmo because Cosmo is beautiful and buxom and and all the men like her. But she hasn't stepped back to think about like the psychology of how it must be for Cosima to have been raised in the shadow of another woman, always told that she was lesser, never allowed to have the beautiful things. And when she's finally able to get those beautiful things, we're supposed to like hate her for wanting them. When it's like, of course, it makes perfect sense that she would like look at the situation that she's in instead of just being like, well, she's a bitch who wants girly, pretty things and sex with men. And I'm like, look at where she is. Look at how she was raised. We don't even know where she came from. Was she stolen like Pippa as a baby? We don't know. It doesn't matter. She's a jerk.
Modenzel chimes in. The thing with Jenna is that I wonder if Eve was actually her very first novel.
It was.
I remember in 2015 when I first discovered her channel, I thought she was pretty seasoned, but not so sure anymore.
It was. She's admitted it. When she talked about pantsing versus like when she was talking about her experience writing her first books and like mistakes she made, and one of her first mistakes was trying to pants. And so Eve the Awakening was literally the first book she ever finished. So she does not have as many books under her belt as she talks like she does. But she's really good at marketing. Holy cow. Like, if I could market like her. And I mean, her books are entertaining, and I totally understand why some people like enjoy them. They're just not amazing. Someday Jenna's going to find her way over to my channel and be like, why is this girl obsessed with me?
It's a great question, though.
It's because those read-alongs are my most popular, right? All right, I'm almost done with my swan, Layla, so get your last questions, concerns, comments out before we have to end the stream and go watch our nieces in a play.
Candy mentions that you better have a bag ready to grab and go. And more or less, I hope you've prepped yours. I've more or less prepped my side. Kat mentions protagonist-centered morality is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, that's the term for it, for sure. Everything that her main characters, her protagonists do is right and correct, even if it is morally bankrupt.
All right, Bella, do it. Do it regardless of what she says. But Bella asks you, how would you feel if a person did a read-along of Adventurer Marriage?
Fine. So, people have asked me, like people have actually approached me and said, hey, I'm going to do like a harsh review of your book. Is that okay? And I'm like, yes. what, like, I do harsh reviews of other people's books. What kind of big old hypocrite would I be if I said you're not allowed to do that to my books?
The average type of YouTube content creator hypocrite.
The only thing I ask is that you actually read it. If you want to do a harsh review, you have to actually read it. You can't just give it 1 star because you don't like me as a person. That's all I ask. If you read it and you still give it 1 star because you don't like me as a person, well, at least you read it. I've had people give me 1 star because they don't like me as a person. It's fine. So, like, yeah, if you don't have to ask my permission. You can do whatever kind of review of my books you want to do.
Well, how close are you
I
done?
am coloring in the feet. We're almost done.
Okay, so we're only a minute behind schedule.
All right, cool. Here she is, Layla or not Layla. She's not supposed to be Layla. That's Cosima. I gave her the wrong name. Cosima. Cosima is a swan.
Bad doing.
I gave her the wrong name. I'm
How
sorry.
could you do it?
I had Cosima in mind, but I was drawing her. I have Tobias. I've drawn Layla instead by accident. There she is, Cosima.
We do have a
As a
request
swan.
to briefly show them all.
Okay, yes, I
again.
will go back through them real quick, and then we do got to get going. Everybody, so glad that you joined us for this stream, though. 13, that's not too bad. All right.
We were up to 14.
Woohoo. All right, here's Cosima as a swan, beautiful swan. Pippa as a bunny who's secretly planning to fuck you up because justice for Pippa.
I will interrupt you. Scribble wants to compliment you on your hair. It looks very nice, they say.
Thank you. Blue is the only color my hair wants to be. We have Tobias as a sad doggy who doesn't want to go walkies. Grump, grump, grump. He's grumpy boy. We have Tobias painting Layla, but only able to paint a pizza instead. That one's weird. We have Maeve, my character Maeve, as a Jerd. We have Kaleo as a vicious sheep. This one is from the beginning of the stream, so it's not onto theme. This is just a ferret making a pizza.
Which inspired the pizza talk.
That
which led into Tobias drawing a pizza.
I'm going to have to explain that on the back of the postcard. And finally, we have Valentine as a foxy boy, because he's a fox.
So I will, Candy mentions or asked earlier that you won't stalk any reviewers and leave a book at their doorstep. And no, that's more my personal skill set. Amateur stalker.
Stalking takes a lot of effort, man. I'm not going to do that. I won't even follow Jenna's newsletter.
Really?
Yeah.
I would think you'd follow, so you'd have stuff to
It feels disingenuous to follow Jenna's newsletter when I am patently not a fan. Like, it's for fans. I am not. It feels wrong to me.
You're a critic. You follow it or to critique.
I have morals.
It's perfectly moral to follow somebody as a critic. That's like,
I'm still subscribed to her channel.
Went to a restaurant. How disingenuous.
I'm subscribed to her channel still. All right. We got to get going. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Am I missing anything on the last little bit of chat?
KJ appreciates us. They were having a bad day today, but this was really fun.
Yay!
So it helped them out. We're glad we could give you some laughs, KJ. If nothing else, the two of us are good for being laughed at.
We are very silly people. I just want to be a silly little guy. That's my life goal. Just be a silly little guy. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us for the stream and helping me draw interesting things. And if real quick, if you want to get a postcard of your very own, not necessarily from this stream, but you can get a postcard of your very own at the $5 tier on my Patreon. Totally worth it. One postcard every 3 months because otherwise I wouldn't be able to keep up with them. All right, plug out of the way.
Well,
I'm going to end the stream. What?
I'm hopeful that I can convince Julian for a future postcard drawing stream that will team up with my niece, who also enjoys drawing, and that we might do some collab work.
I don't need a kid up in here upstaging me like that. Everybody's gonna be like, "Fuck Julian, give us the kid who likes to draw." My coolness is hanging on by the merest of threads, and that would destroy it completely.
Come on, Chet. You have to help me out. Keep reminding her and poking her.
I can't do it.
All right. Thanks for your attention today.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Dang. Thank you for making